All right. Hey, everybody. It's Sean and Paul again. We are back on our channel, Better Call Paul. It's Saturday morning. Sean has some family events going on this afternoon that he's attending. So we decided to do, instead of having a beer, we're doing coffee. We're having our coffee chat this morning, talk about the week, see how things are going. So if you guys want to grab yourself your favorite beverage on a cool October day and join us for this conversation. So, Sean, how was your week?
My week was all right. I received all my dividends, which was $1,040. So was really happy. Amazing. New all-time high for myself.
Nice. You finally broke 1,000.
I did. Really excited going forward. It has me thinking of so many different avenues now, reviewing my whole portfolio, which I still need to do a reveal, Paul. You're right.
We got that coming.
But going over maybe taking some profits out of some of my positions that I'm up, 24, 25% in, realize some money and maybe buy something that maybe pays a little more, try to turbocharge my account and my monthly distributions.
Yeah.
But I did not spend any of my dividends yet. I've held on to them all with the big down or what happened on Friday with the stock exchange, taking a bit of a dip. I want to see if it continues next week. And also next week is my pay period, which includes my monthly bonus check. So I should be able to take about another $1,000 out of that paycheck and have a nice little spending spree of about $2,000 to maybe boost it up a little bit.
Nice. Did your portfolio see all-time highs this week? I think Thursday I hit my new record. My new all-time high was about 445,000, and I knew it was too good to be true. I knew something was going to happen.
That's a nice number. I did cross 54,000 for about 8 minutes.
Nice.
And then it came back down. But also, I did get all those GME warrants, okay, which, wasn't huge money, but at one point they were over $5 and I've got about 30 of them. So that also helped. It's an American fund too. I can sell them.
Yeah.
But that's about a sell or exercise. Wealthsimple won't let you buy more of them.
Okay.
Which too bad. I would love maybe would think about buying more, but no, not buying any more GME.
So when you got your dividends this week, I think I got dividends like Wednesday, Thursday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday were the big days for Hamilton and Evolve, Harvest and all those Global X. And then of course there's the usual US Friday ones that I get. But anyways, got a lot of dividends. When you got your dividends, you were tempted to start buying, or my cat's nudging himself or herself on the laptop. That's why it's shaking.
I was so tempted on Friday.
Yeah.
It wasn't an extremely busy day at work on Friday, and by about 3:00, it was pretty slow, and I was so tempted, very tempted to go in and start buying, but I got to stick to my plan. I got to be disciplined.
Yeah.
Like I said, I want to wait till the beginning of next week and see which way the stock market's going to go.
Yeah. I'm really trying to hit that $11,000 mark this month. So I made some moves. I did. I sold my 1,000 shares of Bank after I got the dividend, and I moved the money into Canny from Evolve. So I missed the first payment from Canny because it pays twice a month, right? I missed the first one, but now I'll get the second one. So I like to call this double dipping, right? Where you get paid the same month from two different ETFs. And the nice thing is that Canny pays a higher distribution than Bank, but they're both from Evolve, right? They're both from the same fund provider. So I didn't change anything there. And I think Canny's probably more diversified because Bank is just, banks and insurance companies, whereas Canny has a better mixture of Canadian stocks or Canadian companies. So I like it better, I think, for now anyways. I also sold some YMAG. I said anytime YMAG dips below a 10-cent payment, I'm going to sell off 50 shares. And if it keeps dipping below below the 10 cents, eventually I'm going to end up with none of it. So it's either going to survive and do well, or I'm going to get rid of that one. So
Oh, wow.
I bought more Alti, which is,
Oh, did you?
yeah, I bought more Alti, and so I started a new position as my Thursday pair, which is from Roundhill. It's YBTC, so
Okay.
that pays on
Like
Thursday, and
Bitcoin?
yeah, yeah. So I got that, and then my CNYE was up. I think I was up about 50%, and
Wow.
not that I knew that Trump was going to crash the market on Friday, but I thought, eventually something's going to happen, so maybe I should lock in some gains and and put the money elsewhere. So because CNYE was up and MSTE is down, I sold 50 shares of one, bought 50 shares of the other. So I actually increased my monthly distribution, and I still had money left over to buy more canny. So I picked up more canny. So I
Oh,
think I
wow.
came out ahead both ways in that scenario. And then I did the same thing with PLTE. I don't know if you own any Palantir, the Harvest PLTE.
I do. I do.
It,
So I'm
it
just looking at how many I have here. I only have 50 of them, but I do have some.
Yeah, it shot up over $28 on Friday, and I think I had 200 and something shares, but I only sold 50 of them. But my average price was around $16. So at $28, right? I think I was up 70% or something like that. So
Oh, wow.
I sold those, and I did the exact same thing. I bought more Misty or MSTE, right? So selling at $28 and then buying at like 13, and you're getting a higher, instead of 40 cents, you're getting like 55 cents. And
Yeah,
then
that's
I was
fantastic.
able to buy, I think, another like 31 shares of Canny as well. So I
Wow.
think I'm doing okay there. And then when the market tanked, right? The market tanked on Friday afternoon after, I guess, Trump announced his 100% tariffs on China, which I don't know. I was watching a video earlier today. Another YouTuber who lives in China, and he's American, but he lives in China, and he was talking about market manipulation. And it sort of starts to seem that way, right? Like as the market gets really, really hot, all of a sudden, Trump says something about tariffs and market cools off. And then, if you're smart, you're buying the dips and then it skyrockets back up again. So
Yeah.
I was scrambling. I was going through my phone. I was looking at everything that I want to buy and, need to buy and what was the best deals. So I ended up picking up some of that Harvest Reddit, the RDDY one.
Absolutely. Yeah. I bought, what did I buy those? I think I bought 20 of them. Yeah, I did buy 20 of them, which it's been dipping. I paid 973 and it's at what, 950 now.
Yeah, it was. I think it went up over $10.
It did
And
at one point. Yeah.
I felt like, okay, I lost the opportunity to buy it low. Then it was at 975, and I'm like, well, maybe I'll buy it. I'll buy 50 shares, right, and get it for under $500. And then I saw it in the 950s, like $9.50 something cents. So I picked up 50 shares at like $9.56. So
Nice.
I mean, it is below, like you said, it's at 950 now, but still, I'm pretty close to that. So I'm happy with that. So
Yeah.
grab those.
I think in the long run, it's going to be a good investment.
Yeah.
RDDY.
And
Absolutely.
I took advantage of the dip to finally add some more TDAC because I love T-SPY from Tap Alpha. I got my 500 shares, and
Nice.
I want to build up my TDAC position. But as soon as I bought it, it went up $1 or $2 a share. So I stopped buying it. And yesterday I was lucky enough to pick up a few. I think I bought 5 shares or something. So I'll work on that position slowly, build it up over time. No rush, like you said. Next week it might drop more.
Yeah. So, in your opinion, if I was going to add another bi-monthly pair, which one do you think I should look at?
Do you have Biggie already?
No, I don't.
I think that's the highest paying one if you want the highest paying one.
Oh, who doesn't?
Yeah, right. Yeah, Biggie. I did Biggie first, and then after that, well, actually, that's not even true because Hamilton came out with their bi-monthlies first, right? S Day, Q Day, and C Day.
Yeah. And
Uh,
SK is the only one I have.
yeah, you know what? That's probably not a bad one to add to either because I think it's down right now.
Yeah, I'm down. Yeah, it's not too bad. I think what is it at? It's at 2405. I bought it at 2421. So
Yeah, but it launched at $25, right? So you're below the launch price.
yeah.
And Q Day was on fire, right? I'm just checking. Q day. I'm pretty sure at one point it was up like around $27. It hit 27.75. So it was skyrocketing. I didn't want to add more to my position because mine's under $25. I'm trying to keep it under $25. So it's at 26.05 now. But yeah, like you said, S day is below. So there's those ones. But yeah, Biggie's definitely one I would consider adding. It's basically HHIS with 33% leverage.
Okay.
And some, actually, it has the exact same underlying stocks.
Yeah.
HHIS just has 5 more. You get 5 more with HHIS. So
I'm still looking for big things from HHIS. I still think it's got, if they change up, well, they said they were changing up with the underlying.
They're gonna add the 4 new ones.
Yes.
Right. So once they add the 4 new ones, I'm really fingers crossed, hoping that they increase the distribution by at least a couple of cents.
So that was also one I was thinking about maybe adding to my position. I've got it 640, maybe rounded up to 700.
Yeah. It is a little bit high though. What did it dip down to?
It's down to 1331 right now.
Yeah.
My cost average is 1260.
Yeah. See, I'd like to. I'm going to wait until maybe it gets back down to $12.
I'm just worried that if they, if they do say they're going to increase their distribution,
yeah,
well, the price is going to go up even higher, and I definitely won't be able to get as many shares.
Yeah, but if we have a good pullback, right? Like if there's a good 5-10% correction in the market, it's going to drop.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Do I just maybe add my $1,000 on top of my dividends distributions, and maybe just sit on it for a week or two? Yeah. Maybe we could make it a video. I was sitting on the cruise ship, Sean buying shares.
Yeah. Oh, for anybody who hasn't done this yet, take your cell phone on vacation and buy stocks while you're sitting on the beach. It's the most fun you can have if you're a passive income investor. Seeing your dividends roll in and buying stocks on the beach.
Passive income.
Yeah.
Sunshine.
Yeah.
Sand. Oh.
Yeah. It's our future. It's our future dream to spend more time doing that. For sure.
Absolutely.
I also, a few weeks ago, I decided to add back RDTE to my portfolio.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah, I added that back, and so I picked up some more of those yesterday because it dipped. So I'm glad to see that one dip. I think I went from 9 to 20 shares, so not a big investment, but added some more of those. And actually, I did end up buying some more S-Day.
Oh, did you?
I didn't buy a lot of anything, but I bought a little here and a little there, and just kind of, added a bit to each position.
Round off a little bit.
Yeah.
Round up.
Yeah. And of course, my Defiance QQQY, I'm going to prove to everybody that this is a good ETF now. That even though it tanked in the beginning, they've really figured out a way to
come back.
Yeah. Like they're managing it much better now. The share price is more consistent, and the payment every week is 19.20 cents. So
that's nice.
Yeah, I like it when it's more consistent as opposed to these where you get like 9 cents one week, 14 cents the next week, then it's up to 20 cents, and then you go back down to 9 cents. Yeah, it's harder to keep track of your.
It's a little deflating too, right?
It is. Yeah, it is for sure. So I'm not a big fan of that.
No, I can see why.
Yeah.
I can see why.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, I finished my coffee.
Oh yeah. I poured a big one.
Yeah, I used the Nespresso machine. Just made a little shot.
Yeah. Do you have any positions, Sean, that you're thinking about getting rid of? Do you have any that are underperforming or you're not happy with, or?
I would have to say no. Actually, I'm quite happy with everything I have.
Yeah.
Do I have some that are actually performing pretty decently? But because I just find having 26 positions actually, but take out the GME and the GMEW, I have 24 positions. For me, I think it's a little big. I'd like to be right around 20 positions.
Okay.
I find for me, it's easier to manage, keep an eye on. So I was thinking about maybe ones where I'm up money and the dividends aren't as big, maybe trimming those positions and putting them into maybe some bi-monthly payers.
Yeah.
I just find for me, everybody has their limit on how many they can watch. I just find maybe 20 seems to be my limit and what I'm really comfortable with.
Yeah. I call it organic growth too, right? If you have a position that you're up in capital gains, right? And say it pays 10%, a 10% yield, and you can sell that position and put it into something that's now paying a 20% yield, you've just increased your monthly income without having to contribute to your portfolio. So,
Yeah.
And once you stop contributing to your portfolio on a consistent basis, like I don't contribute to my portfolio, you have to figure out ways to grow it without, without making contributions. So for me, that's the best way to do it.
Yeah. Like, how many positions do you have now, Paul?
I think maybe 45 or something. Yeah.
My head would be spinning. That would be too many for me.
I do have some. I think Wealthsimple says I have like 52 positions, or maybe Blossom says I have 52 positions, but I have some that I'm trying to get rid of, like, our favorite drone, FLT. If that ever comes back, I'll sell that off. I have Hive. Have you heard of Hive?
Yes.
Have you seen what Hive's done recently?
No.
And somebody told me that it was going to happen. I should have bought more. I didn't listen, as usual. Hive in the last 1 month is up 97%.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
In the last 3 months, it's up 193%.
Wow.
The only problem is my average price is $15.39. And right now it's at $9.26. So even though it's up 193%, I'm still down 39%. So I really should have bought more when it was low and brought my cost
average down.
But I don't focus on stocks that don't pay a dividend, right? So
yeah.
But I'm really hoping that one goes up a little bit more, and then I can sell it off and reinvest the money.
Oh, good.
I got a feel like that I'm just kind of holding on to sell off. But I did finally get rid of one of my yield max positions. I decided to sell Phoebe, which is the Facebook yield max one, and not because I don't like Meta or Facebook, but I'm trying to eliminate the single stock yield max tickers that I have, because they don't seem to recover well, right? Whenever the market corrects big time, they don't come back.
They continue to underperform. And
yeah. And once they drop down, then their distributions are relative to their share price or the NAV, and they don't pay as well. So I'm trying to. I got rid of that, and I put more money into Blocks. I don't know if you've heard of Blocks, but
yep.
I bought more shares of Blocks. So
I own none. I own none of them.
That's okay. That's my Monday payer.
Oh, okay.
For my.
So are you trying to get a payment for 7 days or 5 days a week?
Oh, 100%. Sean, don't you watch my videos? That's my daily snowball portfolio.
That's my, I was just setting up that question, so anybody this is their first video they're watching, they can, know that that's what your goal is. I knew that was your goal.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't love to get 5 day a week paycheck? You know
what? At first I kind of thought, like, this makes for good videos. And I've watched other YouTubers, talk about, I'm going to buy, ETFs that pay every day of the week, but I'm going to buy only $100 worth, and then we'll see how they do. And it's great content for YouTube.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I don't really need to get paid 5 days a week. It doesn't make sense, whatever, right? It's not like I have to budget my spending on a daily basis or whatever. But when I watched, we have to shout out to Andy Passive Income on Blossom. Mm-hmm. When you watch his posts of how much money he's making from his daily snowball portfolio, it's ridiculous. It's crazy. And I think he did it in 3 months. So in 3 months, he got up to making, I think, over $5,000 a month from his. So he sold off some stuff that paid monthly and put it into that snowball. But yeah, he's doing so well with it. I'm like, I'm going to copy him 100%. Not necessarily specifically which ETFs he has.
Yep.
I'll pick the ones that I want, but just doing the snowball like that. So,
maybe when I, get a larger portfolio, then maybe I'm going to start looking into some daily pairs.
Yeah.
But that's probably a year or two down the road.
You got to get over 100,000, and then you get that free USD account with Wealthsimple, which is a nice perk, right? Then you don't have
It
to
is.
worry about the
I
conversion.
pay the $10 a month for it.
Are you still paying for it? Oh, then you should use it.
Yeah. I should utilize it a little better. Just I love all the Canadian stuff.
Yeah.
I get it. The American stuff has bigger swings, and their stock market is huge compared to ours. So yeah,
You're also putting money into your TFSA. So, right, my TFSA is maxed out, and this is money I have in my RSP. So that's where I'm playing with it, as opposed to, if I was you, I would load up my TFSA. So I think you're doing the right thing. Keep buying HHIS and MSTE. And how much did you get from TSL? Is it TSLY or TSLE? It's TSLY, isn't it? Yeah.
TSLY, yeah.
Yeah. I should have bought more of that when it was down around $5 a share. Oh,
yeah, it was. Yeah, exactly. But I loaded up. I bought quite a few last month. I think I bought another 100 of them last month.
yeah.
So I'm doing all right in it right now. Like my cost average is 745, and it's 876.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It dipped a little bit yesterday.
It did. It did. It actually 50 cents yesterday, but
Yeah.
it's quite a big dip. But that's okay. I still think it's got a lot of potential. Elon Musk has some good pay maybe coming his way, and I think he's really going to try to make this a very successful company. And it already is, but
Yeah.
I'm sure he wants his $1 trillion paycheck.
That's crazy. $1 trillion.
What do you do with it?
Yeah.
Like he's already the world's richest man. Like, do you really need another $1 trillion?
Yeah. Apparently.
You can give it to us.
Yeah. He could share.
Yeah, exactly. With everybody on the planet.
Yeah. Did you end up buying any of the 9 points ETFs? The new they're not a new provider, but they came out with their new suite of covered call ETFs recently.
I did. I bought the Shopify.
Yeah, me too.
The SHHI.
Yeah.
I think that was the only one I bought. I bought 108 of them, and it's actually doing quite well for me at the moment. I'm up 7%. I paid $9.93. It's at $10.62. So it's a great comparison. Maybe do all the single ETF on Shopify.
Yeah.
Two of them and compare.
Yeah, I bought exactly $500 of both. I bought the Harvest Shopify and the 9 point Shopify, right? So I have 50 shares of the 9 points because it was cheaper, right? When it came out at $10 a share. And so I have 41 shares of the Harvest one. And so my 9 points is worth $537.79. And the Shopify one is $538.10. So what is it off by less than $1? So they're almost identical. Yeah, they're almost identical. One's up 7.56 and the other one's up 7.62.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
I love it. In the long run, maybe in another 6 months to see where the two end up.
Yeah.
If they just mimic each other. And
yeah, I'm going to look at probably a month or two down the road, do a video and talk about where they're at and how much, because we'll have to factor in dividends as well, right? I think one of them is going to pay a higher distribution. So then maybe that'll be the one that ends up with a higher total return. I thought it would be the other way around. I thought maybe the one that paid a lower distribution would have more capital appreciation, but so far, yeah, they're neck and neck, which is interesting.
Yeah, I think the SHHI had the bigger distribution.
I believe so.
Yeah,
I believe so. I can't remember what they were doing to offer that higher distribution, but
yeah,
have to go back and take a look. I know they waived the management fees to start with until February of 2026, and then they're going to have a lower fee, but who knows? Oh, maybe they're writing on more of the portfolio. We'll have to look into it, but
it's too many to try to remember what everybody's doing.
Oh yeah. I'm getting old, so my memory's not as good as it used to be. I did have somebody suggested yesterday they'd like us to do a video comparing HDIV, it's at Hamilton, right? And EIT from Canoe.
Oh, interesting.
One's a closed-end fund, and one's a covered call fund of funds. But this follower of ours, he feels that HDIV is the better way to go now. instead of having Canoe, because there's a lot of people who like Canoe. They hold EIT.
Yep.
It's had great capital appreciation, but they never increase their distribution. So anyways,
Uh,
yeah. So that'll be an interesting one to do. Put them side by side, see how they're doing, and then I'll have to find that website everybody uses to compare the two from the time that HDIV started to see where, if you had invested the $10,000, where you'd be.
yes, definitely. It'd be good thing to see which ones, in the long run, the last few years, who's better.
Yeah. Personally, I sold out of both of them just
Yeah, I mean,
because I wanted a higher distribution than they were both offering, and I took the gains that I had at the time, and I kept EIT in Tracy's portfolio, so she still has it.
it's a solid performer, right?
Yeah, she's done pretty well with it. I think her average cost is around $10, and it's up like at $15 now. So
Yeah, I sold out all of my HDIV a while ago too.
yeah,
Just trying to get more monthly income.
yeah. There's a lot of good choices out there nowadays. So, but again, if you're lower risk, I call it lower risk. I think there's still technically medium risk, but if you want a lower risk portfolio than HDIV and Canoe and BMAX and even HYLD, such
Yep.
great choices.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So I like to call them, solid performers, right?
Yep.
Not big price swings, consistent monthly distributions.
Yeah, I think if I won $100,000 tomorrow, I might even consider buying some of those just to add a little bit of what's the word, like, just to smooth out my portfolio so it's not so up and down. With the leveraged funds,
Yeah.
just have some consistency, kind of like a safety net.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Absolutely.
So I think the more money you have, the more conservative you can be with it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. Especially when you start looking at how much are your bills every month, and if you've only got $3,000 worth of bills, but you have 11,000 or 15,000 coming in, you can start to maybe take some lower or moderate risk,
Yeah.
ETF on board and not have to worry as much.
I was watching. I don't know if you were watching the interview or the podcast that Gary did with Jackson from Blossom. So Gary Gill has his channel.
Was that the one that was over 3 hours long?
Over 3 hours long. Yep.
I think I got about 20 minutes in and I had to take a break. I'll go back and watch more of it. It's just, It's a long video.
I think I'm up around 2 hours now. I've watched about 2 hours of it. I put it on 1.25 or 1.5 speed to kind of help me get through it. But I was listening to it at the gym and driving in the car and everything. But Jackson was talking about his margin account. And it's really interesting, when you think about it, the possibility of borrowing money to make money and, paying down the margin. But, if you do it wrong, I think you could really lose your shirt, but if you do it properly, can really boost your income.
Days like yesterday must have been a little scary for him,
right?
When all the value of everything you've bought on margins going down.
Yeah.
You don't want to get that phone call about a margin call.
Yeah, I think he goes by JJ. I think he's smart enough that a lot of the stuff he has in his margin account are more stable, like HDIV, right?
Okay.
They're more lower payers, but lower risk and less volatile, which is probably the smart way to go, instead of trying to margin out MSTE and getting killed on the downside.
Yeah,
go with something like a BMAX or those type of funds. Maybe we could put together a portfolio. I'm thinking maybe in the new year we should try it with even just like $10,000.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like a stable portfolio.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like maybe put $10,000 of margin. I think you have to do it in your non-registered account.
Yeah.
And just try to put together a portfolio that will pay the margin requirement or pay down the loan, I guess, but also maybe earn a little bit of extra money, or maybe just put it all towards the margin debt, and then eventually you'll pay it off, and then whatever's left over is yours, right?
Yeah, that's an interesting case study. Absolutely. I could do it on a much smaller scale, like $1,000.
Yeah. But I think if we can figure out how to do it with $1,000 or with $10,000, then eventually you could kind of like scale it up, right, over time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, even though we joke about being old, which we're not really old, we're only in our 50s, I'd like to live to be 90. So I still have a lot of years of investing in front of me, right? So if we
Yeah.
can tweak our portfolios and our strategies, eventually make more money doing it, why not?
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So
All right. Well, Paul, I think we better call it a day.
sounds good.
All
You
right.
got things to do, and I got things to do. So,
I got a ham to go throw on the smoker.
oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. What time should I come over?
Yeah. Well, actually, even shorter drive. You can meet me in Brampton at my dad's house.
Hmm.
4:30, 5 o'clock's dinner.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to ask you. How's your toe doing?
It's getting a little better. It's a little swollen today because I was at my dad's again the other night, and his dog jumped on it.
Oh,
So,
nice.
yeah.
Nice.
I don't know, man. I just can't seem to catch a break here.
You have no luck, eh?
Oh, like I went for my shoulder MRI the other day. Sorry, ultrasound.
Yeah.
And it was at about 2:30 in the afternoon. I came home after that, and she twisted me in such ways that my shoulder was on fire.
Oh, wow.
Like, I know I have a torn rotator cuff. They just want to know how bad it is.
Yeah.
But like I came home, took an Advil, and went to sleep. Slept till 7 p.m.
And you did that golfing?
I did that golfing. Yeah,
See, this is why I don't golf.
grounded out a club, and
Yeah.
the ground was harder than I thought, and that was it.
No. Yeah, it's a more dangerous sport than people realize.
Absolutely.
My dad tore his bicep, right? Like right off his the bone, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right, Sean. You have a great day.
All right, Paul. Have a great weekend. Enjoy.
All right. Take care, everybody. Bye
Talk
for
to you
now.
later.